Hi everyone, this is just a quick update since I haven't actually done any videos for days. This day I really transitioned far too quickly onto the solids. I found that my stomach really didn't really want to eat so much, but I kind of knew that that would be the case anyway, because that's usually what happens to most of the people on the detox. Although I give you the option to be able to have more meals, most people after juice will find that they really just want to have really still mostly liquids and just a little bit of solids. Part of the reason was that it completely came off the plan, I think, on the Sunday. There was so much going on here. We're having bathroom refitted. I was really craving carbs, and I just didn't stick to it at all. And I ate. I was making. No, I had made. Sorry, I'd been speaking at Gathering of Minds in London, and I made some. I think it was brownies. I'm a bit tired. It was some superfood brownies, which had almonds as the base, and I did actually have some of that on the Sunday, and found that my belly really hurt later on. I think on the Monday I had a little bit as well, and it was the same again. So, so the lesson is really to not be eating nuts in particular, and those were soaked and dehydrated, so they're already activated. So it wasn't like I was having nuts that, you know, you just eat straight out of the pack. If anyone does that, try not to do that, because the theory goes that there are enzyme inhibitors on your nuts which stop you digesting them properly. Now, I don't know if they've ever really proven this, but that's what the theory says. So what I do is I soak any nuts that I'm going to use overnight, and then I rinse them really well the next day. If I want to have them a little bit crunchy again, I'll put them in my dehydrator until they're, you know, really dry. You need to make sure with nuts and seeds that they're really dried out afterwards, unless you're going to use them in a patty or a cheese or something like that. The reason for that is there can be molds on them, and you can inadvertently, if you don't dry them out enough to store them, you can inadvertently make the mold start to grow, and then you could end up ill. So just be careful of that. Pumpkin seeds seem to be one of the worst for that. So soak them overnight, rinse them really well, and then make sure you dry them out properly unless you're using them for patty. Okay, nice. So, so basically, at the moment, my diet seems to be mainly. I've gone back to drinking more juices. My teeth, I think. I hadn't really been drinking enough at all either. When I was really busy, I find that I forget. I make lots of peppermint tea and I forget to drink it. And actually, I noticed that with hot drinks, it doesn't really hydrate me the same way anyway. So yeah, just a bit silly that. I should know better. So I've gone back to that. One of the main things I've noticed is that I'm not really so interested this time in reverting back to my pattern of having breakfast, lunch and dinner, which most people do. I've noticed that I just sort of had my juice in the morning, and then a bit later on I'll have another juice, and then I'm really hungry, so then I'll have my main meal at that point. So whether that be a rice dish or salad, you know, and then after that I just sort of seem to want to snack, maybe because I've had like my main meal in the middle of the day. I don't normally do that. Normally I'd have my main meal with Ella when, you know, when she's finished from school, but I just haven't felt the need for that. I just wanted to snack on bananas, and I've had oat cake, sorry, Oh yeah, one thing I noticed that the craving for carbs was directly related to a craving for connection. And I find that really interesting because, you know, obviously I speak at different venues now on detoxing your emotions as part of the DIY body detox, because mostly everyone goes through some kind of emotional detox. Because when you're not stuffing food in, it gives you space for these emotions to come up, the ones that I believe are stored in your cellular memory. But we generally just stuff our faces and squash the feelings. So when you're eating lighter, especially on juice, you can't do that. And anyway, for me, this time around it's been quite rough, and I know for a few others they've been having little bits going on here and there. And when I say rough, I'm not meaning that the detox is hard, I'm just meaning that they've had some emotional things come up. Yeah, for me this led to big carb craving, and I noticed this need for connection. You know, missing people, missing attention, I want to say affection. And in the midst of really feeling that, I wanted to eat. And you know, the wanting to eat was probably to squash the feeling so I didn't have to feel it quite so much. But it was just interesting that, you know, that need for connection, that sort of desperation in me to find connection led me to, it's like, oh, what can I get, oh, it's food. And I just wondered how often we do that, you know, because we're so laden with foodstuffs. You know, you walk down the street and there's places to buy lots of different types of foodstuffs everywhere all the time. I wonder how often people are not actually reaching out for the thing that they truly want, and they reach for a bagel or a bun or a donut or a coffee instead. And actually, what a shame that is. And also how shallow that is, and we are unaware of it, mostly unaware. So for me, this time around has been really great because it shows me how much change in our diet really relates to the connection to ourselves. Because if I wasn't detoxing and that feeling had come up, I would just eat and forget about it, and I probably wouldn't even remember that it, you know, well, I'd remember the feeling of wanting connection, but I wouldn't really remember what I'd done. I wouldn't have noticed it, I wouldn't have had any awareness. So it shows me that actually doing this detox helps me to gain clarity on my motivation for food, and also what my soul is needing. So it's giving me direct access to my needs. And lots of us don't even know what our needs are. So all a bit deep this time night. So excuse me. So, and I'm gonna go to sleep now. So I will hopefully check in with you tomorrow. I think the weekend's going to be manic because we're still having the bathroom renovated. So I shall hopefully speak to you tomorrow, and I hope everyone else is going on okay. And if you'd like to join us in the detox, there's still quite a few of us doing it all together, so it'd be good to have you with us. For those of you who were at Gathering of Minds on Saturday, that was so much fun. We had such a laugh. There was 3 speakers. Nick Barrett on lucid dreaming, myself on detoxing your emotions, and Skip speaking on supercharging your life. So yeah, it was a great event, and everyone had, you know, real good fun, and it was a full day event. That was the first day that Gathering of Minds has had. Any of the attendees there, if you want to join the detox, I did send an email out, but just in case you haven't seen it, anyone who attended Gathering of Minds, it will get 10% off the detox until Saturday night at midnight. So do get in touch if you want to join in, get clean and clear. Yeah, we'd love to have you with us. Alright, so I shall see you later, people.